South Africa's World Test Championship win over Australia wasn't just historic, it was transformative. A first ICC trophy in 27 years, but it meant far more than silverware. Because the moment Temba Bavuma lifted that mace at Lord's, he didn't just lift a trophy, he carried the weight of generations. A black captain at the home of cricket, holding world cricket's ultimate prize. This wasn't just a win on the scoreboard, a tick mark there to remove something that has never been in place. It was a milestone in South Africa's long fight to sporting freedom. Let's rewind just a bit. When Bavuma was appointed Proteas captain, he didn't exactly get the rousing welcome that anyone normally would. He was called a quota pick. Mocked for his height, his very presence was questioned. Cricket South Africa's commitment to diversity, often enforced through quotas, has always sparked debate. And whenever a non-white player rises, the question isn't just about form. It's about whether they really belong here, on this stage. With Bavuma, the scrutiny and criticism was relentless. Race, size, body shaming, he bore it all. Till, of course, poetic justice was served at Lord's, where cricket once belonged only to the privileged few, the elite. Bavuma, a black South African, stood tall holding the mace. Imagine what a journey it's been, and he stayed unbeaten. He even fashioned that mace like a missile launcher, almost definitely trying to shoot down the haters, though the result already ensured the doubters had been put to rest. This was Bavuma and company's response to history, a history that had never been kind. South Africa was banned from international cricket for 21 years because of apartheid. The game was once a tool of exclusion. Now it's a platform for redemption. And Bavuma, he didn't just captain a team, he has championed a movement.
As much as the Aussies were saying we were chokers in the field, we never made it our thing. Chokers was not our tag to carry. We never spoke about it. Although you always feel a responsibility when you wear the badge.
He took a team carrying the legacy of near misses, of not having it in them to go all the way ever, and turned them round into being world beaters, undefeated in this World Test Championship campaign, unbothered by the noise, the symbolism unmissable. Because this was an ICC title after 27 years, the same number of years Nelson Mandela spent behind bars fighting apartheid. It's the same time it takes a black man to lift an ICC trophy for South Africa. That's not coincidence, that's legacy. And it's not just South Africa's legacy, it's that of the sport itself. Because this sport, for the longest time, was known as the gentleman's game. But let's be honest, the subtext of that was the well-dressed white man's sport, especially at Lord's, the temple of that tradition. And yet, as Bavuma walked off, the same elite MCC members stood and applauded. A standing ovation that said something has changed. But this isn't the first time cricket has had a bit of a reset. Think back to 2007. India lifted the T20 World Cup under a small town captain from Ranchi, a city that has not had a major sporting representation until MS Dhoni. He led a team of unknowns, many from towns the cricketing elite had barely heard of, to victory. And that moment changed everything.
Guys coming from small-time towns are generally mentally and physically tougher than those coming from the metros. Smaller towns lack infrastructure and facilities, so players from there have to work harder.
That win took cricket from metro clubs to every gully and street in the country. Every now and then, sport undergoes a bit of a shift, a change in mindset. It reminds us that greatness doesn't come from privilege, it comes from persistence. That cricket isn't a dynasty, it's democracy, open to all. So this WTC win isn't just South Africa's moment. It's a win for the entire world of sport, because when a man once mocked for his race and size lifts cricket's biggest award, you don't just celebrate a champion, you celebrate and open the doors to change. A change etched at the home of cricket, where the sport began, and that has now given birth to a new perspective.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion kekal Jho.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Kali radikali. Stop.
Japanese,
Yo, 4 兆ドル以上も。
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.